Good morning to you all. Today we are going to discuss our last unit, that is Unit 5 of Environmental Studies, under which we shall be gaining some knowledge about human communities and the environment, such as which includes the subtopics human population growth, settlement and rehabilitation, disaster management, environmental movements, environmental ethics, and environmental communication and public awareness. So the first topic is about human population growth, impact on environment, human wealth, and welfare. So human population growth, it simply refers to the growth of the population of human beings, in terms of their quantity, and their impact on the geographical locations. Now, population can be defined as the number of individuals of the same species that live in a particular geographic area at the same time with the capability of interbreeding among themselves. That means a group of particular species comprises the population. Population growth refers to the growth in terms of quantity of human population. It can be represented with two types of growth curves, that is the S curve and the J curve. The S curve involves three phases, that is the lag phase, exponential phase, and the steady phase, while the J curve involves two phases, that is the lag phase and the exponential phase only. The types of growth shown by the human population are logistic growth and the exponential growth. Logistic growth refers to the growth of individuals involving growth of a population involving three phases, that is the lag phase, log phase, and the steady phase, which results into a sigmoid or S growth curve. This type of curve is observed in most of the species, including humans. Whereas exponential growth or J-shaped growth refers to the growth involving two phases, that is the lag phase and the exponential phase, which results into a J-shaped curve. This type of growth is observed in few organisms like bacteria, virus, and some plants. The human population growth curves, the growth is one of the dynamic features of species in a population. Population size increases in a characteristic way, thereby resulting into the curves. When the number of individual of population is plotted on the y-axis and the times on the x-axis, a curve is obtained that indicates the trend in the growth of population size in a given time. This results into a population growth curve. There are mainly two types of growth curves. First is the J-shaped curve, and the other one is the S-shaped or sigmoid curve. And the J-shaped curve represents the exponential growth and is observed in few organisms like bacteria, virus, and some plants, like I stated earlier, whereas the sigmoid or the S curve represents the logistic growth and is observed in most species, including human beings. The S-shaped curve represents the logistic growth and is also observed in most species of human beings. When a few organisms are introduced in an area, the population increases is very slow in the beginning, thereby rapid population in the population, and finally it slows down, coming to an equilibrium. The level beyond which no major increase can occur is referred to as the saturation level or the carrying capacity. That means all of the resources has been utilized of that particular area. In the last phase, the new organisms are almost equal to the number of dying individuals, and thus there is no increase in the population size. This results into a sigmoid and S-shaped growth curve. The J-shaped curve represents the exponential growth and is observed in few organisms like bacteria, virus, and some plants. Here in the first phase, there is no increase. That is that the organism takes time to adjust or acclimatize into a particular environment. And soon after the population is established in the new environment, it starts multiplying rapidly. This increase in the population is continued till large amount of food material exists in the habitat. After some time, due to decrease in the population size, food supply in the habitat becomes limited, which ultimately results in abrupt decrease in the population size. This curve shows two phases, the lag phase and the exponential phases, which results into the J-shaped growth curve. Here is the pictorial representation, graphical representation of the two types of curves. First one is your exponential growth or the J-shaped curve, and second one is your logistic growth or the S-shaped curve. What is the impact of human population on growth and of human population growth on environment? First is waste generation. As the number of individual increases, a number of waste also increases, proportionally. Then there is a loss of biodiversity. Obviously, the human population requires a large area, for habitation, for various other purposes like industrialization, for urbanization, etc. Agriculture, etc. So this results into the loss of biodiversity. Then urbanization. For urbanization, you need clearing of the land areas. For developing infrastructures, and which results into the many ill effects on the environment. Industrialization, heavy industrialization is causing environmental degradation. We all know industries release an enormous amount of pollutants in the environment directly. This results into the loss of diversity, etc. Land degradation, intensive farming, excessive use of fertilizer and pesticides has led to overpopulation of the land resources, which results in soil erosion, waterlogging and salinization condition, etc. Climate change is a very important factor in terms of environment. Okay, the release of greenhouse gases are on the rise due to the increase in human population growth, the direct effect of which is the rise of the global temperature, that is, global warming. First, factors like deforestation, release of greenhouse gases, etc., contribute to the change in the climate, which ultimately affects the environment. Okay. So, the summary of the effects of human population growth on environment are as follows. First and foremost, they require a large amount of forest cover, okay, for which the forest cover started minimizing, and the basic ratio of the demand and supply gets imbalanced. Okay. More land is utilized for the settlement, thereby affecting the forest cover. Various anthropogenic activities generates a large amount of pollutions, destroys a large amount of habitat, and ultimately affects the biodiversity. Illegal hunting, smuggling, hunting for entertainment, etc., also has contributed to the loss of biodiversity. Okay. So, what are the control measures? First and foremost, awareness campaign. Family planning is very much important. Public participation, or if only there is awareness campaign and family planning are there, campaignings are there, but no public participation is there, then it is going to affect. Okay. Economic incentives, regulatory policies, market-based approach, clarifying property rights, reducing poverty, improving the health and nutrition, economic development are some of the control measures for minimizing the impact of human population growth on the environment. Okay. So, next topic would be on resettlement and rehabilitation of the project affected person and certain case studies. Till then, if you have any query, please do let me know.